This is our Harbor Freight Tools 6x8 greenhouse, and we erected it back in February of 2018. It's now December 2021, which means our greenhouse is approaching 4 years old. Some of the panels on this side of the greenhouse has started to break down. This is where all our Los Angeles sunlight hits it directly, along with the occasional windstorms that can get up to about 25 miles per hour. And this panel over here blew out the other day, and it's cracked in half and at a point where we can no longer use it. If any of the wind gets in during a strong gust, it will actually create a high pressure in here and pop all the other panels out. So we need to replace this panel sooner rather than later. And the panel that we're using today is one that's made by Palram. Palram is another greenhouse company, and they make greenhouses that are, I feel, maybe a little bit higher end than the Harbor Freight Tools. So we got the Sunlite panel. This is once again under Palram, and the panels are 24 by 48 inches, and the thickness is 5/16 of an inch, which is roughly 8 millimeters thick. Typical greenhouse panels are 4 inches thick, and we chose a thicker panel for the areas that get the sun and the wind, in hopes that the thickness will make it last longer and thus be a better investment. So we're going to cut these panels to size and install them, and it will be a long run trial to see if they'll last beyond 3 or 4 years, going with a thicker panel than, say, the 4 millimeter ones. So definitely we're going to be replacing this one, and then we're going to be looking to replace other ones if they pop off, or if we feel like we need to replace it now. But typically we're going to let them stay in place as much as possible and not replace them. If we don't touch them, these affected panels actually can still work for us. And since they're not, since they're pretty expensive to replace, we're gonna hold off on it until the very last minute. Here's the Palram Sunlite multi-wall polycarbonate sheet, and as far as its thickness, it's roughly 8 millimeters thick. It's roughly double the thickness of the traditional greenhouse sheet that you're supplied with. Some of the notable instructions are given on this masking here. It's got considerations for storage, edge closure, masking, drilling, before assembly, making sure to read all the information, the UV protected side to consider, and also safety notes. With regard to the UV coating, it's really important to install the panel in the proper orientation. The UV coating is on the side with the masking, so we need to make sure that we install this facing outward. Otherwise, if we turn it the wrong way, the sunlight is going to hit the side without the coating, and that's going to cause the panel to break down much more quickly. So once we have it cut to size, we'll remove the masking, and then we'll install it with the proper side facing outward. On a flat surface, we measure the panel to be about 23 3/4 inches in width and about 43 3/4 inches in height. There it is, our new panel, which is about $29 at the time of making this video. Let's take a closer look at it. The thickness is 5/16 of an inch, which is roughly 8 millimeters, and it just fits underneath the channel here that's part of the top of the greenhouse. It's a little bit snug where there is a bolt, but otherwise it gets in there. And the other thing I need to go and find are more clips, because I guess when the wind blew and at the panel and popped it off, the clips went flying. So far it's pretty good, and now to see how long it lasts. Hopefully this video was very helpful for you if you're looking to replace your panel. And with a table saw, it makes life a lot easier, and it's quick to replace.